Everybody to Red Dirt Ranch Gaming. My name is Jimmy, and I am going to be the host of this channel, I guess. So, just to give you an intro of what's going on today, uh, came in to give you a breakdown. We're going to be playing Farming Simulator 17, a game that I love. I got hooked on Farming Simulator 15, so I'm kind of still fairly new to the game. I didn't get the originals like some of you have. But I'm quickly getting into the aspects of it. So just wanted to give you a brief introduction of what's going to be going on here as we start out our channel, and hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers and a lot of different fun aspects of the game. I will be bringing in my children, uh, who are 12, almost 13, 11 and 6. So it will be a family friendly channel. And once we go live streaming, I'll bring them in on occasion, but not too often. The older one's probably more often than the young one, just because he doesn't know much yet. But so what we've done is I've looked at a lot of the other gamers. I've looked at a lot of the other methods that they use. Some just start out and just go right into the game, play it like Giants intended it to, with the X amount of money, whether it's easy, hard, or normal mode. They just go in and start off. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted this to be a story. I wanted everybody to have a piece of the story. I wanted everybody to have some stake in the story and to find out where it goes, and have the ups and downs and the ebb and flows of farming and ranching life. I grew up in Oklahoma, and I've seen the fluctuation of the really good ranchers, the really good farmers, and then I saw the destitute ranchers and farmers. So I've seen it all. So what I've done is, based upon the area where I live in Washington State, we're 60 miles north of Seattle, and we're about 45 minutes or so from the Canadian border. Uh, Goldcrest really looks kind of like the area we live in. It's really awesome, really nice, and so I'm not going to be including any modded maps or anything at this point. Maybe in the future I will. Maybe I'll learn how to mod my own maps, but moving on. So what I've done is I've given a breakdown. I've went at it like I want to buy a farm. I've looked at it like there's things I need to do: paperwork, loan applications, investigating appraisals, investigating properties. So what I've done is I've made up a fictitious place called the First Bank of Cedar-Woolley, which is the town I live in, is Cedar-Woolley. I'm going to try and see if I can bring up for you what I've done, so you can follow along with me. So let me open the Word document, and here we go. So I don't think I can get at a reader. Maybe I can. I'm not sure. There we go. Okay. So here's the breakdown. The story goes something like this. Merle, who is a local rancher and farmer here in Woolley, not really. He's retiring, and he has no kids, no wife, no family that wants this, so he's put it up for sale. He's made it basically, you get it on a song and dance if I know you. And that's the way the farmers work around here, is that if they know you, they'll do anything for you. But if they don't know you and you're trying to get something out of them, they won't deal with you. So moving on, we're going to buy his fledgling farm, which includes all of his equipment, which is the equipment that comes with the game. We're going to buy his storage space, his farms, his pig, sheep, cow, chicken. We're going to buy his hay barn, and we're going to buy his 3 points of loading for the trains that he has acquired from the railroad company. Up here it's Burlington Northern. So we're going to buy it from them. We'll get to keep the silos with all the crops in it. So what I've done here, as you can probably see on the screen, is it's a 5-bedroom, 2+ bath house. It's a split level with an attached garage. The asking price is $1.325 million, and it was appraised by the Miller House Appraisals on the 20th for $2.863 million. So it's obviously, he's got equity in it, and he's not asking much, and he brought this to my attention, and so I really seriously considered it. So what it is, I had to break down for the bank what was going on, and the appraiser had to fill in the numbers. So we've looked at the buildings on the property. So there's the two small shelters, each of them roughly appraised for 4,500 apiece. There's the large shelter, which appraised for 7,000. The vehicle shelter for a little over 9,000. The hay barn, where you can sell your straw or your hay bales, came in because of the equitability of it for 28,500. The train loading silos, each of them, were estimated to be worth about 25,000 apiece, so 75,000 total. The silos empty without anything in them alone, they appraised at $10,000. And then we looked at the farms and the crops on hand. So we've got the pig area without any pigs or sheep or cows or chickens. It valued at 15,000 with all the buildings, the land, and what its potential profit could be, what the market has done lately. The sheep the same at 20,000. The cows a little bit more, $50,000. I was surprised to see that with the way the meat economy is today. The chickens, $7,500 for those. And then I went in and broke down each of the different crops that we had in storage. Now, the game has it at a little bit different, so I wanted to be a little more fair because with the numbers running on easy mode, it would have been astronomical and the story wouldn't have made sense. So with that caveat, I've figured the numbers to be a little less. But with wheat, we had about 10,000 liters, and the game said they were worth about 867 a liter. As you can see, I broke it down to 86.7 per liter, which gives us an appraised value of 867 plus thousand. The barley, about 774,000. Canola, you can read, you can see the numbers. So anyway, we did the equipment on hand, the fields. You will notice that I did factor in 3 additional fields for a total of 6. So we're going to go buy those. I got those numbers from Giants, what the game says they are going to be purchased for if you go over and go to the information icon and buy it from the farmer. So I factored those in. And then the bank, the way they wanted to see it was to be broke down the totals. Okay, so the appraised value of the house was $2,863,000. Well, Merle wanted to sell it to me for $1,325,000, which included all the equipment, the house, the fields, the crops, and the animal husbandry sites. The second thing was all the buildings on the property were valued about $138,000, $139,000. The animal structures and on-hand crops came out to about almost $6.4 million. Equipment we had on hand, so our tractors, our combines, all that was about $105,000 if we were to sell them. And these are reduced numbers because obviously equipment depreciates. And as the game has shown us that it'll depreciate daily based upon its use, and it'll cost you more money every day. And then the fields, valued at about $1 million, and they're pretty small acres. I think the biggest one is field 28 that we got included in the purchase of this. It was only 4.63 acres. And it was valued at $375,000. I could have bumped those numbers way up, but it would have made the numbers real skewed on this, and it would have felt like I was cheating it. And that's not what I want to do. I want to play this as best as I can, but I want to have fun. I don't want to be all, this is something for me and my kids to do, and for me to put out there for you guys to enjoy. I don't want to make it silly. So the total net worth of the real property is $10,510,000. You can see that number. And then if you minus the loan for the house of $1.3 million, the equity and all of the stuff is about little over $9 million, about $185,000 over $9 million. So banks typically loan 125% of loan to value ratio. So if the value of the property with the equity is worth $9,185,740. $0.60. 125% of that loan ratio would be about $11 million. So there's plenty of equity still in there. So what I did was I said, well, what would I do in real life? If I could do this, what would I do? So I said, well, I'll take out a $10 million loan. I have equity of $9 million. That means I'm $1 million under. So it would take me $1 million to break even. Like if I did a month's worth of or 2 months worth of farming, and then I figured out, you know what, this ain't working. I can't do this. I can't make any money. I got to sell this. If I had to sell it after the first month, I would lose about $500,000. So I would have to give everything to them, and they'd sell it all off or find somebody to buy it, and then they would. I would have to owe them still $500,000, even if I didn't have the property. So I'd have to figure out how to go into bankruptcy real quick. So what I did is, because every 2 years, Giants brings out a new farming simulator. So what I did was I said, okay, I'll give myself 24 months to make this profitable, and get in the red, or get in the black, I'm sorry, and get out of the red. And so at 24 months, I looked at the loan values in the real world, and I went with the one company that I really do not like. And I'm not going to name that company. They just have a stagecoach, and but I went with them because I know that they have been in the news lately for being very bad and creating accounts for people that didn't ask for them. And yeah, anyway, so I looked at their late rates, and the one I found that would apply to us is called a jumbo loan. And that's a loan that exceeds the normal loan personal limits of people, that they're just everyday people. And so they have a higher interest rate than a normal regular loan. The lowest rate I found was 2.64, and I don't know who that was with, but it wasn't realistic for me as a regular jumbo loan. So I took out the loan at 3.705% at a fixed rate. If you're looking to buy a real house, don't do the adjustable. It's going to balloon, and you're going to find yourself in some trouble. Don't listen to these guys who make up some magic formula to get you into a house. That's how the economy went the way it did. It wasn't just politicians spending money. It was just creative financing. So the total cost of the loan at the end will be $10,370,500. It's not too bad. $370,000 worth of interest. Okay, it's not bad. But what it's going to cost us a month is $432,937.41. So 1 month from today, on the day after Christmas, December 26th, if I haven't made up, and I won't, enough money with the buying and selling of cows, with the selling of crops or harvesting of crops or doing odd jobs for other farmers, if I haven't made that money back, what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll subtract from our total that we currently have the $432,937.41 loan. And so that'll just drop our total down like I've made a payment. So basically, I'll take out the loan and I'll buy what we need. And then at the end of the month, if I haven't made it up in the harvest or whatever it is, however we need to make it up, then I'll go in and I'll reduce the number. And so it's just like if you have on-hand money in the bank, that's what you would do in real life, right? You take out the loan. If you haven't done what you need to do to make that money in that time, well, it's bad business, first of all, so don't do it. But second of all, you would just take what you have and then you would make the payment. That way you don't go into default. And so if I ever see us trending into the default, we'll go bankrupt and we'll have to start all over again. And we'll have to figure out another way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Don't want to make this video too long because it can get kind of stupid with just people talking. But I wanted to show you that I wasn't cheating, that I really thought this out and figured out how to do this, that it would be like real life. So I hope you guys enjoy following along with me. Later tonight, I'm going to do our first video, and hopefully you guys will come and watch it multiple times and you'll send it to your friends. Be sure to subscribe to us, like us, follow us. We'll have, I've got a Steam account, I've got, Discord, I've got all sorts of other stuff that we're going to get into in the future. But for right now, just subscribe to us and like us if you do, and send your friends our way. We'd love to have you. Our big thing is that I like to say, y'all come on in, grab a cup of whatever you want to drink, and let's roll. So welcome again to Red Dirt Ranch Gaming, and my name is Jimmy, and I'll see you soon. Have a good one.